Here with Kyle from Kirk's Collision Center. Got all the parts primered. I mean, the car is looking really nice. And what we've talked about and noticed is underneath the paint, there's this bright yellow, and Kyle was pointing out that this was the primer. We thought it was the primer, but there's a reason that they put this yellow, bright yellow primer underneath the orange. Kyle?
Well, there's a couple of reasons, really. Coverage. The orange paint covers a whole lot better over yellow, and it gives it a little more vibrance. So it just kind of lets it pop and give it more vibrance and depth. So you wouldn't think that seeing a color under a color would make a difference, but it definitely does.
So if I brought you an orange car and somebody had painted over like dark gray primer, and then I brought you one that had yellow primer, would we be able to tell the difference?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Depending the amount of coats and coverage and everything else, you could definitely, there's an absolute possibility to see the difference.
I mean, there's a reason the factory went to this much trouble to put yellow on there, and I haven't seen yellow on most colors of Porsches that I've worked on before, so there's a reason this one has yellow.
I would say so.
Okay, cool.
So right. the piece you're holding, it had undercoat on the inside. All the lower pieces had a really thick undercoat.
Yes.
So we had all the smaller pieces sandblasted, just make them easier to work with. They're now all primed in epoxy primer, which has the bite to the bare metal. So all we need to do is scuff over that with some sandpaper, and we can body work right over that primer. That's the best way to do it.
Cool.
So it keeps moisture. Body filler tends to absorb moisture, so having that epoxy primer on the bare metal keeps a barrier, so if it ever did absorb moisture, it wouldn't rust.
Gotcha. Cool. So was this the same as what's on the rocker? It had that same texture, I think.
On the bottom, yes, but on the inside, it was completely covered in, looked like a rubberized undercoating or something. All the lower pieces had it.
Okay, and you have something similar that puts that same type of texture you spray on or something?
Yep, so we'll make some spray outs just to make sure we've got it matched exactly, and won't be a problem.
Cool. All right, so my fender support here that I had cut, I can't remember, I don't think I'd worked on this side.
You hadn't worked on this side. It was missing some chunks.
Yeah.
It was missing a section on the top, missing some spots on the bottom, so it was just better to take it off the parts car and let it live on.
So this came off the donor targa, and then you put this...
It's a 3M panel bond adhesive, so it is welded on with plug welds like it should have been. Then we put the panel bond over weld seams to keep moisture from getting in there.
Think about when we were pressure washing this thing, and we were like, now we're not going to paint this fender, and we're going to paint over here, we're going to leave this alone, and we'll just clean this up, and it's going to look good. I mean, look at this thing now.
Right. I loved your video with Hoovy when you said it's going to be a $20,000 to $30,000 paint job, and he fell over backwards in his chair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the guy's reasonable. He understands what he's after.
And we've discussed a little bit before, but I mean, if I were to completely take everything off and repaint it, how much do you think that would be? Just redoing it.
Yeah, if you started stripping everything down and had everything removed and you painted it, I mean, you're looking at $20,000 to $30,000, to make that happen, and there goes a lot of the budget for the whole car. And hey, Tyler, you still there? Yeah. Hold on, I'll come down with some realistic numbers here.
So this is the new old stock fender. We had it, it was in really good shape. We sanded the outside of it, but there was some surface rust on the inside, so we went ahead and had it sandblasted as well, just so we can have a blank canvas. So it is in epoxy primer. I wanted to get it in epoxy primer before we rolled the lip. That way there wasn't any just bare metal in there. So once we roll that lip, it'll do well. And then this is the other one that had some patch panels done, and it's it was affordable enough to have it sandblasted that I said, let's go ahead and sandblast it, see what we're working with. But it's definitely showed a lot more random holes, and then the front around that headlight bucket is a whole lot worse. And then where the support is on the back, she's a little rough.
Yes, she is. Now, some of that had been welded before.
Correct.
But that is ugly, isn't it? Oh, I didn't do anything in the back.
Oh, that's
no good.
That's why it would be hard to salvage. So while you're here, I would love to circle the ones that need to go away. Just to have that sandblasted as well.
How's that donut?
That was good. That was a very good donut.
Reshaped this a little bit. One side was kind of crushed in this area, so got it metal worked a little bit. We'll get this side cleaned up, and I'm assuming this was two made into one.
It was. Yep. So this was where the exhaust would have come out on this side.
Aha.
So I just welded it up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why the bumper doesn't have that hole.
That's right.
So all those line up, and then there's just not a hole there.
Yep. Martial Arts and Crafts. So we need to get rid of everything in between the Euro bumperette. All these holes here. So we'll mark the ones out we don't want. All right, so we don't want these. What are those for? Somebody drilled those. That shouldn't be there.
Where's the license plate now?
We're not putting any license plate on this car. What are you talking about? These holes here have got to go. And so we'll leave this. This is where the bumper shock mounts. This is the tow hook. This is where the Euro mounts. So all that gets covered up, so we'll leave those.
Told him to hit any spots that were very rusty and just do a dusting over the front portion, and he got a little carried away.
Sure did.
So there should not have been any sand up in that area.
So that was actually sand.
It was. He calls it a media, not sand.
Yeah.
But
Maybe it's not PC to call it sand anymore. You gotta call it a media.
Right. So
Media sounds more impressive.
Yeah.
we'll get it an epoxy primer here in the next week or so, but all the patches we made in these areas, we've got one more spot little through right there that we're gonna hit. But really, it looks pretty solid other than that in here. So pretty content with it.
That was still at the point I was going to get some paint this color and paint it on with a brush and just paint everything in here and go.
Speaking of paint, you want to see your wheels?
Let's go see some wheels.
Those look good. So dusty.
I like them,
But it's a body shop.
I like the orange.
That orange has a little more pop to it.
It's definitely a different color.
Yeah.
I don't know what's different about it. It's different.
Yeah.
When we asked the paint guy, what makes this orange different than the other orange? Like,
It's just
redder? What is it?
So I would call this more vibrant. The other one just kind of looked a little more milky to me. A little milkier. This one's got a little more yellow to it.
Yeah. Is this the only one?
That's the only one.
Man.
Our system could not pull up the formula, so we had to do a special request with Sickens to get the formula for the color.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. Was it because it's so old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks spot on. I like I like this orange.
I do too.
So they just send it to you and you mix it up here?
Yep.
Okay. They just send you a recipe and you do it all. That's cool.
That's right.
Yeah, that's cool. We're going to get an expert opinion, bodywork wise, on what to do with this tail.
Has the tail been revealed yet?
The tail has not been revealed.
Don't look at the tail.
No, don't look at the tail. Don't look at the tire I bought on Facebook Marketplace with a giant hole in the side that the guy's taken back today either. You can't really tell if this is an original or not, although there are some clues. If you look here, this is open, so this part that's open, so you can see the tail on the inside, so that's a clue. And same thing here, the 2.7 was a clue. This is aluminum, that's a clue. So the aluminum grills and the 2.7 made me think that it could be the original. But they were built on a metal frame, so this is a deck lid, and then they did fiberglass over it. So the problem with this one is somebody already covered it with fiberglass and with this black undercoating all over it. And so I've been removing the fiberglass, and then the undercoating is still on there, and we'll just have to see what Kyle says about cutting it or not. And if you look right here, the early tails, this area right here was where the license lights were mounted. So you can see these two squares. And the very early tails, up to about serial number 200, actually had a metal plate here with 2 screws. And so you can see that this appears to be a later tail because this has now been glassed over. So
Who's the expert?
oh, it's a guy that works here named Kyle. I'm just going to ask him a couple of things about what to do with this tail.
Okay.
So this is the real deal tail, Mr. Kyle. And what we're wondering is, you know, I had to cut out part of the tail that we have in there. But this is actually a metal frame, and they built the ducktail onto the metal frame. Wow. It's a valuable piece.
So you're donating it to my car?
I don't know. I mean, it's been in an attic for 20 years. What am I going to do? Hang it on the wall for another 20? It needs to
no,
be,
it needs to be on a car.
It needs to be on probably the Carrera, you know. And the fit of this is going to be a lot better than that aftermarket fiberglass piece that I
Absolutely.
have. So the big question is to cut or not to cut. So
that's the scary question.
That is a scary question. So
well, the question is, can we cut it and make it look good? Just take the intercooler up through the top of it. I don't know that that's
too industrial.
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, you had it set up before. It looked kind of cool. If you could dress it up some, it would look good.
This is the aftermarket tail I decided to cut up to fit over the intercooler. After a few initial cuts, I could see the ducktail was going to look rather industrial. My idea was to get the fitment and look to be something close to what the Porsche factory racing department would have done back in the 70s. As the old German saying goes, Form folgt Funktion. Form follows function. The design of an object should prioritize its functionality and purpose rather than being guided by aesthetics. I can't let this original ducktail sit around another 20 years. I'm going to put it back on the Carrera where it belongs, even though that means cutting it up. De Form folgt de Fonction. Thanks for watching. See you next time.